doing some government job, trying to keep this nation together, and my wife dies, the one that kept me alive all through prison. And 6 months later, the baby dies. Maria died. He's now lost his first wife. He's lost 3 children in Burma. 13 years he was married to this woman. All 3 children died, and his wife dies. And Judson goes into depression. Okay? Through the 1820s, we're going to talk about the struggles. Judson was a human being like you and I, and he got discouraged, and he went into despair, and he went into depression. Now, the British took this section to claim this section called Arakan, Arakan, if you're writing that down, as a part of this war. And they took this section over here, the tail of the kite, during this war. Now there's going to be 2 more Anglo-Burmese wars, and the British are going to take the whole nation, but this one, 1824 to 1826, they take Arakan and Tenasserim down here. And so Judson moved his headquarters over here to Moulmein, which would be in a British-controlled environment. Remember when they started out, the East India Company did not want missionaries around. Suddenly in Burma, they need the missionaries. And so Archibald Campbell encourages him to come over and set up here. So he moves the entire mission force to Moulmein, and that's where Judson struggles. Everything has gone wrong. Disease, war, health, family. The church, they started a church in Rangoon. They were up to 18 members, 18 baptized members. 5 of them were now dead. 5 of them were now dead. The other 13 had disappeared. War had been going on. British had gunpowder. The Burmese had very little. And so he's in depression. He writes Brown University, who gave him an honorary doctorate, and rejects the honorary doctorate. He writes his family and says, destroy any letters that would give me any sense of pride. He writes the mission board and says, cut my salary by 1/4. I need to live more Spartanly. He goes out into the jungle, back of the missionary house, and digs a grave and sits on the edge of that grave trying to decide, should he die or not? Now, there's 2 new missionary couples that have joined them, the Wades and the Boardmans, and they take food out to him, and they care for him. But he is in deep, deep, deep personal agony. He writes, I know God exists and I believe in Him, but I cannot find Him. There's a document that the mission was living by, composed by Adoniram Judson, that has a lot to say about how I think he survived this period of great struggle and personal depression. Help me out, Frankie. What are the dates? When was that document first written? Just give me the year. The first draft of that was
1819.
1819, and it was revised in what year then?
1820.
1819, 1820, revised a year later, and then what were the other revision years?
1821.
21.
1823.
23.
1826.
26. So you can see this is during the struggle years. During the struggle years is when they're revising this document, saying this is how we're going to live in community, these 6 missionaries that we've got there now. Read me a couple of phrases of that, Frankie, out of the beginning.
Be diligent in secret prayer every morning and evening.
Be diligent in secret prayer. We're never going to survive unless we learn to pray. Go.
Never spend a moment in mere idleness.
Don't just sit around.
Restrain natural appetites within the bounds of temperance and purity. Keep thyself pure.
Good.
Suppress every emotion of anger and ill will.
Suppress every emotion of anger and ill will. I'll let you stop there, but I want our family to read that document. And I think it was that document that drove him, that kept him going. When he could have got angry, I'm going to repress every emotion of anger. I'm not going to let my natural tendencies take over. I'm going to begin every day in prayer, which may say something to us in our struggles with depression and discouragement. 1820s, a rough time. Every reason in the world to quit, every reason in the world to come back. Everything that you've given your life for is either dead or destroyed. In our next little conversation, we'll talk about some victories that start coming.